All right, what is going on, everybody? We're gonna get started here. Super excited to be on this call with you guys. Sorry, I'm trying to put my notes here somewhere where I can see it, and it's not gonna fall over. But super excited to be on this call, and like I said before, just teach you guys the system and the strategies that I've used over the last 6 months to clear six figures on, if you combine what I've made with the trading side and building a team, I've been able to clear over six figures in the last 6 months. And I'm definitely grateful for that, blessed about it, and excited to pass on that knowledge so that you guys can win at a high level as well. And so I'm gonna spend probably half this call going over trading strategies and just really how to get this thing rocking, things to avoid, things to do, things not to do, right? And then also go over, the other half of the call will be over how to build a team, from scratch. And so just to get into, first of all, I want to see in the chat who all has taken a tap to trade. Okay. If you haven't taken a tap to trade, that's totally cool. But type some fire emojis in the chat if you've already taken a tap to trade. Okay. I just want to see who's already taken some trades, who's got their account set up. Okay, cool. We got a few people that have taken some tap to trades. Awesome. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Now I want you to type 333 in the chat if you've made some profits on tap to trade. Let's see who's made some profits on tap to trade. Type 333 in the chat. Love it. Love it. Love it. Let's go. Let's go. Perfect. So all I'm gonna do, I know there's some very brand new people on this call. So for those of you who have already taken some trades, give me like the next 5, 10 minutes because I'm gonna go over like the basic of basic stuff that you might already know a little bit of. But there's some, very brand new people on this call that like literally just got started in the last 24 hours or 48 hours that I want to make sure that everybody understands, what they need to do to have success trading. And, the first thing that I want to talk about is why trading, right? I know all of you got started because, you saw the value in investing, the value in, getting your money working for you. But that's really, why we're all doing this. We're all doing this because, inflation, right? Like the value of the dollar keeps decreasing. So if your money is just sitting in your bank account, it's losing value. A lot of people don't realize that. All the money that's sitting in your bank account right now over the next year will be worth less than what it is right now. And that's because the cost of everything keeps going up. So if you have $10,000 in your bank account and the cost of everything keeps going up, what does that $10,000 get you? It gets you less and less and less. And so that's the value of trading is that you can invest your money and grow it to offset inflation, offset, the cost of everything going up. Okay. The other thing is, the wealthiest people in the world, they try to live off the interest of their money. One thing that, my best friend and mentor, Joey Wilson, he always talks about is his big goal is to get to the $10 million mark. Because if he has $10 million in an index fund that grows on average 7 to 10% a year, well, you do the math. That's 700,000 to $1 million a year that he's making just off the interest of his money. And who here could live off of $700,000 every year? Probably a lot of us, right? And so that's when you get to the point where you can just live off the interest of your money and you have complete freedom. And so that's really the value of trading. And a lot of people ask me, they're like, why Akashx? Why should I trade with Akashx? Very simple. It is a stupid easy system. Stupid easy system that anybody can understand. You're hitting approve on these trades and everything is getting taken care of for you. We've got the best traders in the game. Not only did we start with some of the best traders, but now our director of trading, he actually has pulled in some of the best educators and traders from other companies now. That's his job. His whole job as director of trading is to find the best traders in the world and bring them to our company. And so not only did we start with some really great traders, but it keeps getting better and better. And Akashx right now is the fastest growing trading company in the world, which means that we have a ton of resources to pour back into the technology and just make this the best company ever and give you guys the best product possible. And so basically, when it comes to trading, I'm going to go over three things, guys, and I want you to write this down. So hopefully you have notes out because note takers are money makers, all right? And so there's three things that I'm going to go over. One is risk management, okay? So write that down. Risk management. That's the first thing. The second thing that I'm going to go over is strategy. Okay. Second thing I'm going to go over is strategy. And the third thing that I'm going to go over is mindset. These are the three keys to being a successful trader. Okay. Risk management, strategy, and mindset. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is risk. Okay. Now, before I get into percentages and all that, I'm going to share my screen real quick because I want you guys to understand the rules of the prop firm. And again, if you already know this stuff, awesome. But there are some very brand new people on this call that I want to, clarify this too. Okay. And so, guys, the rules of the prop firm are very simple. The trading challenge that you have, there's two phases to it. Okay. Phase one and phase two. Phase one, you need to make 10% profit. Okay. So if you're on a $10,000 account, you need to make $1,000 profit. You need to hit $11,000 in your account. If you're on a $200,000 account, you need to grow it $20,000. So from 200,000 to 220,000. Okay? That's how you pass phase one. Here's what I'll tell you. Once you get over that amount, so if you're on a $10,000 account, if you get over 11,000, stop taking trades. Okay? Do not take a single trade again and text the person that got you started and say, "Hey, I'm over 10%. What now?" Okay? Because what's going to happen is they're going to send you credentials for a new trading account. Okay? It'll reset the amount and you'll now be on phase two. Phase two, you have to make 5% profit. Okay. So again, if you're on a $10,000 account, that's only 500 bucks. So you got to grow it from 10,000 to 10,500. If you're on a 200K account, you have to grow it $10,000. You have to grow it from 200K to 210K. Again, if you get over that amount, stop trading. Do not take another trade once you've gone over the amount because what they'll do is they'll say, "Hey, congrats, you passed phase two. You passed the challenge. Here is your real trading account." And they'll send you the steps to do your verification, upload your ID and all that so that you're approved to take withdrawals and all that. But you'll get your real trading account. Okay. So that is the goal. That is what we're trying to do. We're trying to get all of you to make 10% in phase one, pass that, and then make 5% in phase two, pass that, and get your real funded account so you can start making money on that account and start pulling profits out. Okay. Now, here are two things to avoid. All right. In order to keep the account, you cannot break these two rules. Okay. One rule is you can't lose 5% of your account in a single day. Now, I need you to write this down. Okay. A trading day, a trading day is from 4 p.m. to 4 p.m. Central Time, Central Standard Time. Okay. So at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, it is now a new trading day. I've seen this happen to people, guys. People have taken a trade, okay? People have taken a trade at 7 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night, and lost, say 3% of their account. They've lost 3% of their account, and it's 8 p.m. And then they wake up the next morning thinking it's a new day, thinking, "Oh yeah, it's a new trading day. Let me trade again." And they take another trade and they lose another 2%. Well, guess what? 4 p.m. to 4 p.m., that's in the same 24 hours, the same trading day. Even though you woke up and it was a new day, it wasn't a new trading day. And so you lost 3% at 7 p.m. and you lost another 2% at 9 or 10 a.m. That's 5% in a single trading a day, and they will close your account. So you have to be careful of that. Don't lose over 5% in a single day, but make sure you understand that the trading day is from 4 p.m. Central Time to 4 p.m. Central Time. Okay. Hopefully, you guys all wrote that down and have it clear because I've had people lose their accounts because of that. All right. The second rule that you cannot break is you cannot lose 10% overall. So, whatever you started at, so if you're on a $200,000 account, you cannot lose over $20,000 ever. You cannot cross under $180,000. If you do, they'll close the account. Same thing on a $10,000 account. Okay, if you lose over $1,000, you go under that $9,000 mark, you've lost over 10% of your account, they'll close the account. So you need to avoid, breaking those two rules. Okay. Now I want to kind of get into, risk management. All right. So like I said, the three things we're going to talk about now that we've kind of gone over the basics of your challenge, is risk management, strategy, and mindset. Okay. Now, these are the lot sizes. If you don't know what a lot size is, it's just basically how much you're risking on a trade. So if you're in Trade Locker, okay, if you go into Trade Locker and you click on the chart, you will see this pop up, okay, where you can either take a sell, you can take a buy, and you can choose how many lots you're going to do on that trade. Okay. These are the amounts. These are the max amounts, I should say. Okay. These are the maximum amount lot sizes that you should do for these specific trading accounts. So if you have a $10,000 account, you shouldn't go over zero point 0.1 lot. 25K account, shouldn't go over 0.25 lots. Okay. 50K, zero point 0.5, 100K, 1.0, 200K, 2.0. And here's why I say this. Okay. Because there's a few things that can happen in trading and that a lot of people don't take into consideration. Okay. I have some people, they'll do a massive lot size. The problem with that is there's something called margin. Okay. Margin is basically in a nutshell, and these are all things that you can go into the Akashx Academy and learn, by the way. There's videos on all of them, lot size, pips, ticks, points, margin, all of it, market analysis. You can learn all of it in the Akashx Academy. Okay. So if you haven't gone through that, make sure you go through it. But margin is basically the broker is looking at how much you're in a trade for, how much is in your account, and where your stop loss is. And they're equating all of that and they're going, okay, this is a massive lot size. His stop loss is all the way down here. This is a problem. You can't go any further, otherwise you're going to lose your account. And so what they'll do is they will basically close your trade out automatically. Okay? They'll close your trade out automatically um, on margin. Just saying, oh, hey, if you guys are unmuted, make sure you mute yourself. Here, I'll make sure everybody's muted. Mute all. Perfect. All right, should be good now. Um, so basically, they'll just automatically close you out because you did such a big trade, right? So if you're on a $200,000 account and you do a 5 lot or a 7 lot, right, or something crazy, and it goes the wrong direction, they can close you out before your stop loss. Okay. So this is why we stick to these lot sizes because it's going to avoid you getting closed out on margin. Okay. Another thing to take into account is don't do more than 2 trades at a time. Okay. So if you see all these tap to trades getting called out, it's like, oh, tap to trade. Oh, another tap to trade. Oh, another tap to trade. Don't take more than 2 at once. Okay. And here's why. Because if you take 3 or 4 trades, say you took 4 trades at once. If you took 4 trades at once and they all went the wrong direction, God forbid that happens, but say they all went the wrong direction, what would happen is you'd probably over your 5% loss. Okay. So we obviously don't want that to happen. So never take more than 2 trades at a time. Once those trades close, if you won those trades, cool. Go ahead, take some more. But if you lost both of those trades, you're probably close to losing that 5%. So you probably want to be done for the day. Okay. So my rule, and I would write this down, is 2% loss, 3% gain. Okay. 2% loss, 3% gain. So once I lose 2%, I'm done trading for the day. You don't even want to get close to that 5% number. Okay. And here's why. Here's another term that I'm going to teach you. There's something called slippage. Okay. And I had to learn this the hard way. I passed one, back in September, I passed my 200K account. Okay. Passed my 200K account in like literally 2.5 weeks. It was crazy. Gold was shooting to the moon. I was winning every single trade. It was amazing. Passed my account and I made $26,000 on my real live funded account in 4 days. Okay. On the fifth day, because you need 8 trading days before you take a withdrawal. So I couldn't withdraw until 8 trading days. On the fifth day trading, um, I took a really big trade and I set my stop loss really far down to where it was at about a $10,000 loss. Okay. So me doing something stupid that I shouldn't do that wasn't following these rules, right? And so I set my stop loss at like $10,000. Well, what ended up happening to gold on that fifth day was not only did it go down and hit my stop loss, but it went down so quickly that it flew past my stop loss, and the computer tried to close me out as fast as they could, but because the market was moving so quickly, it closed me out way below my stop loss. So I would say probably about 20 or 30 pips below my stop loss. And I ended up losing about 12 grand on that trade. Now, if you do the math on a 200K account, 12 grand is over 5%. And so I lost that funded account and the $26,000 that I had made. And that was a very tough pill to swallow and a very hard learning lesson. And so I'm telling you guys that story so that you understand not to do big lot sizes because you can get closed out on margin, and not to overdo your stop losses and over trade because slippage can happen. The market can move so quickly that it closes you out way below your stop loss. And all of a sudden, if you're close to that 5%, it could be over that 5%. Okay. So my losses can be your lessons, okay? And I I was able to get the 200K account challenge again, and I passed it again. So, I got the account back, and I made $15,000 in withdrawals in my first couple weeks on that account. So I learned my lesson and was able to make some good profits the next time. But, I definitely learned from that, and hopefully you guys can too. The last thing that I'm going to talk about when it comes to risk is the market close. So I want you guys to understand that most of your challenge accounts do not have weekend trading. So the market closes at 4 p.m. on Friday, and it does not open back up until 4 p.m. on Sunday. And so what happens is if you have an open trade Friday at 4 p.m. when the market closes and into the weekend, that trade's open. The market can still fluctuate, but here's the thing, you can't close yourself out of the trade. Okay. So if you have an open trade while the market's open, it kind of screws you because you can't take it when it's in profit and you can't take it when it's not in profit. Or you can't close it when it's not in profit. So it's a very dangerous game to play. And so I just tell people 3 o'clock on Friday, 3 p.m. Central Time on Friday, if you have any open trades, close them. Even if it's in a loss, okay? Even if it's in a profit and it's going up, right? 3 p.m. on Friday, close all your trades, okay? And make sure they're not open going into the weekend. All right? That is a big thing that I've seen happen with a lot of people. I've seen people lose accounts because they had trades going open that were open going into the weekend, and they ended up losing their account. So just make sure that you keep that in mind. So hopefully that was helpful, guys. Type some sevens in the chat if this is some valuable information that's helping you guys out. That was the risk management part of how to win. Perfect, perfect. Glad this is helping you guys out. All right, next thing we're gonna go over is strategy. Okay, so write down strategy on your paper, and we're gonna go over some strategic stuff of how I use tap to trade and how I use trade alerts. Okay, so tap to trades are the automatic trades that are done for you, and the trade alerts are the manual trades that you have to do yourself. Okay, so basically, I'm going to go over how I specifically use tap to trade and who I follow. So, first and foremost, the main three guys that I'm following right now, and this isn't to say that there's no other good traders on the platform. I know that there are a lot of amazing traders. So, if you want to explore all of them, and find other ones that you like, jump on their live sessions, see how they trade, take a few of their trades, see if you like it. Go ahead, by all means. There's a lot of amazing traders. Just me personally, this is who I've gotten comfortable with over the last 6 months. I understand how they trade, what they trade, and what they're doing on a daily basis. So when I take their trades, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is why they took this trade, and this is what they're doing. Okay. And so that's just me personally. But the three guys that I trade with are Joel Arias, Brent Badal, and Rich Vendiga. So you guys can write those three names down. But those are the three guys that I trade with specifically. Those are the only three people that I take trades from at this given time. That may change in the future. Like I said, there's a lot of amazing traders that I haven't explored yet. But at this time, I'm just giving you what's helped me have the success that I've had. I only take Joe Arias, Brent Badal, and Rich Findiga's trades. And those are the only three guys' sessions that I hop on as well. Okay. So if you want to copy what I've done, you can do that. Here's another thing that I want to talk about as far as strategy before before I get into how I do the tap to trades. You guys got to understand that like if you're not taking every single trade that these guys are calling out, your results are going to be different than theirs. So I know a lot of people get frustrated because they're like, oh man, I see people that are making all this money with Joel, but honestly, like I'm down 3% this week. And I'm like, well, have you taken every single one of his trades? And they're like, no, I haven't been able to, which I get it. Everybody has jobs, everybody's busy. You got things going on that sometimes restricts you from taking every single trade. But my point is this, you could easily, say for example with Joel, this week is a great example. Okay. This week, Joel did not have a great Sunday or Monday. Okay. I think I was down like $12,000 between Sunday night and Monday night. Okay? Like it was not a good day. But what ended up happening was or I think it was Sunday, Monday night and Tuesday. Okay? So like I hit my 2% loss Sunday, Monday and Tuesday morning. Well, Tuesday night rolled around and it was a brand new trading day, right? After 4 p.m. And I decided I'm going to keep taking Joel's trades. I trust him. Even though he's had a rough Sunday, a rough Monday, and a rough Tuesday morning. I don't care. I'm rocking with Joel, and I'm going to keep taking his trades. Well, what ended up happening was between Tuesday night and Wednesday morning and Wednesday night, I made $21,000 off of Joel's trades. So literally between just like that 24-hour period from like 7 p.m. on Tuesday to like 8 or 9 p.m. on Wednesday, I made $21,000. Okay. And so I was down 12 grand, then made 21 grand. So you do the math, I was up $9,000 for this week. And I think since then I'm up another couple thousand. So this week I'm up $11,000 because I decided to just trust Joel and just take every single one of his trades. But here's what happens to a lot of people. They take a couple losses with a trader, and then they're like, you know what? I'm done trading with Joel for a day or two. And they missed, right? They missed what happened on Tuesday night and Wednesday with Joel. Those massive profits. They're like, man, Joel sucks. Sunday and Monday, this was terrible. I'm not trading with him the rest of this week. And then they miss the profits. And so if you look at Joel's results over the last 6 months, the dude is up like 72%, 72% profit. Okay. And if you look over the last month, just the last 30 days, the dude is up, I think 18%, 19%, just over the last 30 days. So think about it this way. I want you to think about this. He's up 18% in the last 30 days, right? That means if over the last 30 days you took every single one of his trades, every single win, every single loss, you would be up 18% and you would have passed your challenge. The only reason you haven't passed your challenge is because you took a bunch of other traders' trades, probably one, but two, you probably didn't take all of Joel's trades. And so you probably missed out on some of his profits. And so that's the biggest thing that I can suggest when it comes to strategy is with Joel and Brent and Rich, take every single one of their trades that you possibly can. Okay. Try to stay as locked in as you can to the app and take as many as you can. Otherwise, your results are going to be different than theirs. Okay. Because you could be catching all the losing trades and then missing out on the winning ones. All right. So that's my main thing when it comes to strategy. Now, when it comes to taking these tap to trades, the main thing that I can tell you is the lot size. You can either adjust the lot size or you can adjust the risk. Okay? Now your lot size again should not be over those max lot sizes that we just talked about. Do not go over those max lot sizes. Okay? The risk I always tell people your risk really shouldn't go over 1%. So if you do the max lot size, say you're on a 200K account and you do a 2.0 lot size, and that risk shows up as like 2%, that means it's probably a risky trade and you should probably you should lower your lot size a little bit. Okay. Now, if you do a lot size and you do 2.0 and the risk is like, you know, zero point 0.8 or zero point 0.9, that's perfect. You're doing your max lot size, you're under that 1% risk. That's a great trade. Okay. So you just got to be careful of those two things. Just change one of them. You can either do 1%. If you want to do 1% on every single tap to trade, just change this and it'll automatically change the lot size. Okay. But if you want to do your max lot size on every single trade, then trade the lot size and just make sure the risk is at 1% or lower. Um, don't take more than two tap to trades at a time. Obviously, we talked about that. Don't take more than two trades at a time, but that would mean tap to trades as well. But that's really all I do when it comes to tap to trades. Okay. I think actually we just cleared a tap to trade from Joel. Who got in that trade? Type some 777s in the chat if you guys got in that trade. I got in it. Let's see how much I made. Nice. 1300. $1,342. Let's go. So yeah, guys, Joel's been killing it. I mean, I don't think he's lost a trade since Monday. So he's been on fire. And if you guys just stick to his trades, you take, no more than two tap to trades at a time. When you say take all of the trades, are you meaning TTT to all of those plus the regular trade alerts? No. So when I say take all the tap to trades or take all the trades, I'm meaning the tap to trades. Okay, like take all of Joel's tap to trades. So his trade alerts are not counting towards his results that are on the website. Like if you go to akashx.com and you click on TTT results, those are like those percentages are just his tap to trades. I'll be honest with you guys, this week, like I'm up $11,000, zero have been trade alerts. I've taken zero trade alerts this week. All $11,000 profit is from tap to trade. Okay. So that's me personally. I don't like to sit there and have to like move stuff around and take time. I'm on a lot of calls like this, doing trainings, getting people started, helping people get set up. And so for me to like have to sit there and manually move stuff around, it takes a lot of time. I do like doing it sometimes, but as of lately, probably the last month, I've gotten away from taking trade alerts and I just take tap to trades, and it's worked out well for me. When you are doing the tap to trade, do you like it like go? Oh, I can't read that. Go to take profit, or oh, I get what you're saying. Do you let it go to take profit, or are you stopping it when you feel the need to? Okay, so basically what he's saying is when the tap to trade goes into profit, am I closing out early or am I just kind of letting it ride? Most of the time I let it ride. Okay. Like most of the time I'm just letting it rock and I wait till Joel closes it out. Okay. That's what I'm doing, I'd say 90% of the time. Sometimes, depending on what my account's at, if I'm like super far in profit, like I'm already up 8 grand, like this week, I'm up 11 grand. I'd be more inclined to just close trades out early because I'm already up a lot of money. I don't want to risk it coming back down and me losing some of my profits. It's like I'm already up 11 grand, and I'm up $1,000 on this tap to trade. I don't need another, $500 or $1,000. Like I'll just take my thousand that I'm at and close it out. But while I was trying to pass my challenges, I just let them rock. And it's easier for you guys too. It's just like you can take the trade, put your phone down, and not even worry about it. Like he'll close it out when it's done. So that's what I do personally, though. So now I'm going to get into the trade alerts. Okay. So I'm going to try to go through this quick, guys, because we have this presentation call at 8 p.m. that I want to make sure that everybody can get on and get their guests on. But trade alerts. Okay. So these are going to be done a little bit differently, guys. These you have to manually do, and you got to manually watch it and make sure that you're keeping an eye on it. Otherwise, some bad things can happen. Okay. So the first thing that you need to look at when a trade alert gets called out are these three things. What are you trading? Is it a buy or a sell? and what's the entry price. Those are the only three things that you should look at. Okay. And so what you're going to do is you're going to go over to Trade Locker and you're going to type in this currency. So this would be gold, but you're going to type in XAU USD in the markets tab. So you go to Trade Locker, click on markets, and you type in XAU USD and you click on it and it would pull up the XAU USD chart. And you'd be able to see, okay, the entry on this trade was 2603. So you'd go there and go, okay, is it still at 2603 or near it? Okay, it's got to be, I would say, within 1.0 of, the entry to still take it. Okay, so is it still around 2603 or better? Better would be if it even dropped even lower because it's a buy. If it was a sell, it would be this price or higher would be a good entry. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. But what you're going to do once you have the chart pulled up on Trade Locker, you see, yep, it's still at my entry price. Boom, you're going to just execute the trade. So you're going to type in the lot size that you want to do, like we talked about, that max lot size or less, and you're going to just hit buy. Okay, so now you're in the trade. So that's the first thing you need to do. Currency, what's the entry? Go look on Trade Locker. Is it still good? Yep. Boom, buy. And if it's sell, boom, hit sell. Okay. Now, once you're in the trade, there's something that you need to do. Okay. Oh, I should have mentioned this first. Um, every single trade alert. Oh, I'll talk about it right here. Every single trade alert that you take, you're gonna set to take profit too. Okay. So I'll go back here for a second. You guys can see that there's take profit one, there's take profit two, there's take profit three, there's take profit four. The higher the take profit, the riskier it is. Okay. So like they're basically saying the currency could come all the way up here, but this is the safest target. Okay. Like this is the first target, second target, third target, fourth target. And it's very unlikely to probably hit this fourth target, but it could. Okay. And so what I've done with trade alerts that's worked very well for me is always setting take profit two. Okay. And here's how I do it. So you already executed the trade, right? You're in the trade. Now, what you're going to do in Trade Locker, you're going to click on trades. So obviously you were on the XAUSD chart. You were over here on this tab and you executed the trade. Well, now you need to go over to your trades. Okay, so click trades, click positions, and this is going to show you your open trade. Okay, so you're in the trade right now. What you need to do to add the take profit and the stop loss, and you need to do this immediately because obviously you need those parameters on there to make sure it's a safe trade, is you need to hit edit. Okay. So you click trades, you click positions, and you hit this little arrow right here, and you'll see the edit button. Now, once you hit edit, it'll pop open this screen right here. Okay. The stop loss and the take profit will be unchecked. You need to check both of those boxes and enter in the stop loss and enter in take profit two. Okay, not take profit one, take profit two. So you're just going to copy these numbers. Stop loss is 25.89. Boom, type it in there. Take profit two is 26.13. So boom, I'm going to put that in there and then I'm going to hit confirm. So what that's going to do is now I have the trade set. I have my take profit set. I have my stop loss set. I'm in the active trade. Here's the last thing that you need to do when it comes to trade alerts. Okay. You need to move your stop loss to your entry when it hits take profit one. Okay. So when you see, and this is where you constantly checking it comes in. And it's a little bit more work with these trade alerts because you have to constantly be checking the chart to see if it hit take profit one. So you got in right at 2603, like it said. So it said 2603 was the entry. And if it hit 2606, what I would do, I would go back in here to my trades, go back into positions, hit this arrow again, and hit edit again. Okay, I would hit edit again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my stop loss to my entry. So my entry was 2603. My stop loss before was 25.89. So I was saying, hey, if it comes down here, get me out of the trade because it's probably going to keep going down. Now I'm changing my entry, or yeah, I'm changing my entry into my stop loss. Because what that means is that if it doesn't keep going up and it comes back down, it's going to close me out at my entry and I make zero and I lose zero. That is called a risk-free trade. You want to have as many risk-free trades as you possibly can. Okay. The negative thing about tap to trade is you can't do this. Okay. The tap to trades literally mirror the expert's account. Okay. So when they have their take profit and their stop loss set on a tap to trade and you try to move it, it'll just move it back. So don't try to move the stop loss or the take profit when you're in a tap to trade. It won't work. It'll just bounce it right back to where it was before. So that's kind of the negative thing is you can't move that stop loss to the entry on a tap to trade. But here on the trade alerts, you can do that. And so I've taken a lot of trade alerts where it's gone up and it's hit, take profit one and then just tanked. And luckily, I had moved my stop loss to my entry, so I didn't lose any money. Okay. So that, hopefully that all makes sense. Type some ones in the chat if that all makes sense. Hope you guys are getting some value out of this. I want to open it up real quick before I go into the mindset side of trading, because this is the most important part. I want you guys to know that trading is 90% mindset and 10% skill set. Okay. When I figured out the mindset behind trading, it was game over. That was when I really started making some big money. Okay. But if you can't get control over your emotions and your mind, it's a wrap for you. But before I go into the mental side of trading, I want to open it up for a quick Q&A. So if you have any questions about anything that I just went over or anything about trading with this platform, type it in the chat real quick. I'll give you guys 60 seconds to type some questions in, and I can answer anything. If we don't have any questions, I can just go right into the mental side of everything. What's the difference between selling and buying? So the cool thing about this style of trading, you're leverage trading. And what leverage trading is you don't actually own the asset. Okay? So it's not like you're going to the stock market and actually buying shares of Apple. You're not buying shares of gold, right? What you're doing is you're just predicting that the market is going to go up or down. And then you're profiting, based off your lot size, you're profiting a certain amount of money per pip that it goes up or per pip that it goes down. So if you place a buy, you're saying, I predict that this market is going to go up. And I'm risking this much money per pip that it goes up or goes down. Okay. And if it's a sell, you're saying, I predict that the market's going to go down. And if it does go down, then boom, you're profiting that amount of money per number that it goes down. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that answers your questions. Um, no, I mean, Benjamin, you said, what about not taking trades at night? I honestly, I don't mind taking trades at night. The market moves, um, a lot overnight. I've actually made a lot of my money from taking tap to trades right before I go to bed, and then I wake up and it's closed out. Like that's what happened on Tuesday night. Tuesday night, I took two of Joel's tap to trades, and I woke up to $10,000 profit. So yeah, I would say I've had people ask me, when do the most tap to trades come out? And the answer to that is probably earlier in the morning and later at night. And the reason why is just because that's when the market's moving. So you've got, just so you guys, and you can write this down if you want to, it's good information to know. You've got three big market movements. The first one is from about like 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. Okay. 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. is called the London session. Okay. So this is obviously when the London market opens up and everything in Europe starts moving around. Okay. So that's when you can see a big fluctuation in the market is from, 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. And so that's why sometimes you see the a lot of trades called out really early in the morning. Like you'll see some tap to trades and trade alerts called out at like, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I know a lot of people aren't up, but I've caught a few at that time. And then you've got the second market, which is the New York session. Okay, so the New York session is from 9, what is it? 8, no, 8:30 Central Time. Okay, so 8:30 Central Time to about 11:30 Central Time, AM. Okay, so right away in the morning when the stock market opens up at 8:30 Central Time, the market starts moving around like crazy, and so you see some big movements in the market then. And then the last session is the Asian session. Okay. So the Asian session, basically the Asian market is opening up at about 7:30, 8 p.m., I believe. And then it goes until, about midnight. And so that's why you'll see a lot of trades called out at night, is because that's when the Asian session is happening and when that's all moving. Um, do you do all TTT or do you like certain ones more London, Asia, or New York? I mean, yeah, I like I said, I take every single tap to trade of Joel's. Okay, of Joel, Brent, and Rich, I try to take every single one. So it doesn't really matter to me when it is. Um, I just take it. But it's a good thing to know because I know when I take a tap to, like Joel, he's called out tap to trades at like 1 in the afternoon, 2 in the afternoon. And so I'll take it knowing, okay, I'm taking this trade, but I'm probably going to be in this trade until midnight tonight because the market's not going to really move over the next few hours. So we're probably going to be in this trade until midnight. And that's a good thing to know because a lot of people get impatient with trades, but you also want to know like is am I taking a trade at a time that the market's not even moving? Because that's a good thing to know, right? A good thing to know too is like, for example, the gold market is closed every single day from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time. So 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time, the gold market doesn't move. It's closed. So you can't take a trade on gold and you can't sell your trades on gold between 3 and 5 p.m. every day. Do you use trailing stop losses when you take alerts? Yeah, that's another thing that you can do. That you can do. That's a good question, James. So basically, what James is talking about, a trailing stop loss, is basically as a trade is going more and more in profit, you can move your stop loss up and up and up. Okay. Or if it's a sell, down and down and down. Okay. And so basically, guys, um, if you didn't want to close out at TP2, say you wanted to close out at TP3, you could just keep moving your stop loss up and up and up and keep moving your take profit up and up and up. That's what a trailing stop loss is. Okay, so like on these trade alerts, there's TP1, TP2, TP3, TP4. So you can originally set take profit 2 and your stop loss, and then when it hits TP1, you move your stop loss to your entry, and then if it's getting close to your TP2, you could move it to TP3, and then move your stop loss to TP1, and then you could move as it gets close to TP3 you can move your stop loss or your take profit to TP4 and your stop loss to TP2. And you just can keep moving it. And obviously after TP4, it's not, there's nothing left after that. So you just wait for it to hit TP4 and let it close out. But that way, like you can maximize the profits you make. That is something that you can do. I don't personally do that because then I got to really watch the trade. But that is something that you can play around with if you want to do it. Why certain people and how do you pick? Those are just like I said, I've picked Joel, Brent, and Rich. One, because I was in Dubai with them in October and I got to build a really cool relationship with them and I trust those guys and they talk to me about how they trade and I got to spend a whole week with them in Dubai and they're really cool people, very down to earth, honest people that I trust. And not only that, over the last 6 months, I've watched them trade. I've watched them, you know, on their live sessions. I've watched them call out tap to trades. I've watched them call out trade alerts. And they've been the most consistent people over the last 6 months. And their results on the website, talk for themselves. Like you can see their results and they have the best results out of anybody. So yeah, those are why I trade with that. That's why I trade with Joel, Brent, and Rich. Do you let it run or manually stop ever if you feel like it's going to go negative? Like I said before, I don't usually ever manually stop my trades. I let it hit stop loss or take profit. Um, the only time that I close is if I'm in a lot of profit that day. Like if I'm already up, a crap ton of money, or that week I'm already up a crap ton of money. But that's because I'm on a funded account. I'm on a funded account, and so every dollar I make is real money. And so if I'm up $1,200 and I close that, that's a real $1,200 in my pocket. Um, but when I was trying to pass my challenge phase, I let it rock. I never closed early. I just always let the trade ride. So hopefully that helps. What do you mean you can't cash out for 8 trading days? So this is yeah, another good thing to know. Once you pass your challenge, so you pass the 10% on phase one and you pass the 5% on phase two and you get your actual real live account, they make you take a trade for 8 days. They make you take a trade for 8 days before you can take a withdrawal. So like if you made, $10,000 on your first day on your funded account, it doesn't matter. You'd still have to take a trade for 7 more days before you can withdraw. And at that point, what I tell a lot of people to do, like if you have a funded account and run it up 10 grand, 15 grand on in your first 2 days on the funded account, just change your lot size to 0.01, the lowest lot size you can do, and open a trade and then close it on day three. And then day four, open a trade and then close it right away. And just get 8 trading days in and just take your 15 grand, take your 10 grand. A lot of people, I've seen a lot of people, they'll make 10 grand in their first couple days and they keep trading to try to rack up more profits and they end up losing the profits that they just made. I'm like, bro, that was a real 10 grand. What are you doing? So yeah, are we supposed to stay on TTT till we pass the 200K challenge? No, you can that's why I'm explaining tap to trade and trade alerts because I used both of these to pass my challenge. I used tap to trade and trade alerts to pass my challenge. But now that I'm on my funded account, I'm not like desperate to like get these profits and get in as many trades as I can. Um, I just, I take the tap to trades and if they win, they win. If they lose, they lose. So I'm very patient with it. So, any more questions? 30 more seconds to ask any more questions. Then I'm going to get into the mental side of trading. We're gonna knock this out quick. I know you guys have been on here for a long time. I appreciate you guys staying on here. Obviously, you guys want to learn. Okay, cool. So, no more questions. We'll get into the last thing, which is mindset. Oh, did somebody have one more question? Is funded have a consistency rule? How many days does it take for them to pay if you make over $1,000? No, there's no consistency rule um, on the funded account. Basically, the consistency rule is on your challenge. You can't make, I think it's over 60% of your profits in one day. So it has to be, spread out. So like if you have to make $20,000 for, if you have to make $20,000 for phase one on your 200K challenge, you can't make 60% of that, which would be like 12 grand or something like that in one day. It has to be spread out, which most people do anyway. It's not really something that comes into play a lot of times. And I would say payouts usually take anywhere from 2 to 5 days. So when you click withdraw on your account, you'll get that in your account in usually 2 to 5 days. Can you go to previous slide from this for a screenshot, please? Yes. So trade alerts. Also, also, guys, all these slides. So I didn't even go over all the slides, but this entire slideshow is on my YouTube. I have a training here. I'll show you guys actually. I have a training that I went over all of this in depth. Hold on. Let me pull it up here. Give me a second, guys. Stay on here because I really want you guys to hear the mental side of trading. This is a lot of people overlook this, but this is the most important thing. So I feel sorry for the people that jumped off of here early because like they can know the first two things that I went over. You can know the risk and the strategy that I went over. But if you don't know this mindset stuff, you're dead in the water. Okay. I'm gonna share a different screen real quick. Show share. Boom. So this is my YouTube channel, guys. If you want to go to my YouTube channel, and if you hold on, let me go to videos. Perfect here. So Akashx Fast Start Training. This is the video that I have everybody watch when they first sign up. So this goes over like how to register for your prop firm, connect it to tap to trade, all that. Um, but I also have a video, Akashx trading breakdown, where I go over, the slides of like, risk management, everything that I just went over. It's right here. So if you ever want to rewatch what I just went over, it's right here. Okay. And also I'm going to post the recording to this call on my YouTube. So if you ever want to, rewatch this call. So perfect. Okay. So now for the mental side. Okay. So guys, you got to understand, write this down, please. Trading is 90% mindset, or sorry, yeah, 90% mindset, 10% skill set. Okay. The number one thing that you need to have when it comes to trading, please write this in big caps on your paper. Patience. Okay. Whenever I've been impatient to pass a challenge, impatient to make profits, impatient to see results, that is when I've lost the most money. That is when I've lost my accounts. That is when I've blown trades, I've blown accounts over and over and over is when I got impatient. Okay? Patience is your best friend when it comes to trading. If you are needy and need to win this trade and oh I've got to win this, oh I'm so angry that I lost that trade, blah, blah, blah. As soon as you get into that mindset, you're done. You're gonna lose. Okay? If you can't follow the risk strategy that I went over with you, you're dead in the water. Okay? That risk management that I went over as far as percentage, the 3% gain and 2% loss, if you can't follow that, it's going to be tough. I would say the 3% gain isn't as big of a deal, because obviously if you're making profits, you can keep trading and keep making profits if you want to. I just always say when you're 3% gain for the day, be done because it's like you just made 3% profit. Now, if you take another trade, you're risking losing that 3% that you just made. Okay. But I obviously have made 3% and continued to trade sometimes just because like you're in profit, you can keep trading if you want to. The bigger one is the 2% loss. That is non-negotiable, guys. If you go down 2% in one day, you got to be done. You have to. And I know it's hard. Some people are like, "No, I'm going to win it back. I'm going to revenge trade and get this money." You're digging yourself into a hole. Okay. I've seen so many people lose their accounts. I've seen myself lose accounts because I thought I could win it back. Right? It's like literally going into a casino where like you lose 500 bucks and you're like pulling another 500 out of the ATM because you think you can win it back. And what happens 90% of the time? You lose that other 500. Now you're down 1,000. Okay. And so it's just like when you start playing with your emotions when it comes to trading, you start gambling and not trading. Okay. And that's when you get into a lot of trouble. Okay. So if you can't follow the risk, then you got to figure out something to force yourself to follow it. Because I've seen people blow their accounts from not having proper risk. And then they're like, man, Akashx isn't working, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, it's not Akashx, it's you. You are the problem, not the app. Okay. So you got to make sure you can stay under control. When it comes to your emotions, whatever you got to do. If you got to, read a book about there's literally a book called Emotional Intelligence. You should probably read it. I have a journal. It's called The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday. You guys can look it up. But um, The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday is literally a journal. It's a daily journal that I get to write about emotional control and mental control and emotional intelligence and being able to not get worked up about external forces and focus on everything internal and just mastering yourself. I read that book every day because I know that is the most important thing to me being successful. There's been studies, guys. Okay, I want you to listen to this. There has been studies that EQ leads to more success than IQ. Okay, you guys all know what IQ is, right? Obviously, it like measures your level of intelligence. People who make millions of dollars, billions of dollars, they've studied these people. And the one thing they all have in common is not a high IQ. A lot of them are actually really stupid when it comes to their IQ. But what they all have in common is they have a very high EQ. Which is your emotional intelligence. They have the highest emotional intelligence that you could think of. They're able to control their emotions when it comes to every aspect of their life. And this is something that I've spent the last 10 years mastering, and I'm still not perfect at it. It'll be a lifelong journey for you to master it. But if there's one thing that you should focus on every single day, it's controlling your emotions and controlling what's going on internally. And a big part of that is just understanding that there's external things that are going to happen to you that you can't control, right? And you just have to be able to let those things go. When things happen to you on an external force, you got to be able to let it go and move on. When you lose a trade, you got to be able to let it go and move on, right? And so this is the biggest thing that's helped me have success is being able to be patient and follow the risk. And it's just been a huge change in my success and my results. So um, a big thing that I'm going to tell you guys too before I get into like the last thing of this call, um, build while you trade. Okay. And I know a lot of you joined not wanting to build a team, and that's totally cool. If you still don't want to build a team after this call, you don't have to. But the number one thing that I can attribute my success to trading to is having passive income coming in. Because I've made, over the last, I don't even know, 90 days, I think I've made on average about $20,000 a month from building a team. And when you have $20,000 a month coming in, you're not really worried if you lose a trade or not. Like I honestly don't care. Like if I take a trade right now and it wins or loses, I really don't care. And it's because I have that extra money coming in while I'm sleeping to be like, yeah, it's all good. Whatever happens with this trade doesn't matter to me, because I have that extra money coming in. A lot of people, when they get into trading, they're trading with their last dollar. They're trading with their hard-earned money that they just earned at their job. And when you're doing that, you're going to you're going to trade emotionally. Okay, because you just used your hard-earned money and you're like, man, I gotta win this trade. I gotta. So what I've told people is no, not everyone needs to build a team to thousands of people. Okay, you don't need to build a team to thousands of people, but I will tell you, building a team of 10, building a team of 50, that brings in an extra $500 to $1,500 a month, and I promise you, an extra $500 to $1,500 a month will change your life. Okay, it changed it for me when it happened for me, and it'll change it for you. And a lot of people, they don't understand. They're like, why network marketing? Why would I build a team? Why would I do network marketing? This is the best industry in the world. It's people pulling people up. The only way that you have success in network marketing, building a team, is by helping other people have success. Like I literally don't get paid any money unless I help other people win. It's the greatest industry in the world. You look at corporate America, the only way you win in corporate America is by stabbing other people in the back and climbing your way to the top, right? And when you get close to the top, the other people at the top make sure that you stay down because they don't want you to do better than them, right? It's a very toxic environment. And here it's the exact opposite. It's like everybody just wants to see everybody win. And I would love, for me, I love bringing people I know into this community because it's goal driven people that want to win, that want to succeed. And it's a personal development factory. If you look in the group chats, guys, it's all we're talking about is growth, making more money, being the best version of yourself, leadership, like things that people need to know to be successful. So when I bring people into this community, I'm like, this is the greatest thing in the world. People are getting to become the best version of themselves because they're a part of this. You choose your own income. You can decide how much money you make, right? And it leads to ultimate freedom. Guys, I wish that I could like you could go into my mental state right now and feel what it feels like to have the freedom that I have, right? To be able to go to Arizona and 3 times in the last 60 days, to be able to go to Dubai, to be able to go to Vegas and meet the CEO and see the corporate office and be able to wake up every single morning with my son and take him to school and pick him up from school and even spend 8 hours a week coaching his gymnastics team just because I want to be able to be there for him and coach him and have fun with him and get that quality time with him. Having that freedom to be able to have all this money coming in where I can do what I want when I want. That's the power of network marketing. You can build this business to a point where it outlasts you, right? I mean, my buddy Joey, who's, him and Matthew Thayer, they're super affiliates, which on average pays about $200,000 a month. I've known Joey for 10 years. 10 years ago when he was making 5 grand a month, 4 or 5 grand a month. And the dude is they're now clearing over 200K a month because he just got good at this over the last, 12 years. So, you're gonna work hard the next, 5 years. Why not work hard at something that's worth working hard at? And for me, this is what was worth it. And if you look at Akashx, this company, it's the fastest growing network marketing company in the world right now. We have the best leadership, the best product. And if you look at a quote by Ray Kroc, okay, Ray Kroc, he's the CEO of McDonald's. He said, if you want to have success in life, you got to be at the right time, right place, right time. That's number one. You got to recognize it, and then you got to take massive and immediate action, right? Massive immediate action. So understand, guys, that we're in the right place at the right time. This company is right place, right time. This product is the best in the game. We're moving faster than anyone's moving in this space. And you have to recognize it. That's step two. And step three, you got to take massive and immediate action. So it doesn't matter that you're here if you don't recognize it. And it doesn't even matter that you recognize it if you don't take action. And so here's what I'll tell you you need to do if you want to win on the business side, okay? And take advantage of us having the greatest product, the greatest technology, and the simplest system to duplicate. You guys got to realize, like, if you get people started, you can plug them into this system, and it's so easy. I get people started, I send them the welcome message that has my YouTube video on how to set up their account and who to trade with, how to trade, all of that, and they're ready to rock and roll. And I can literally get their account set up, and then all they have to do, I say, hey, just start hitting approve on the tap to trades, and they do it. And I get people like I had my guy Seth. He got started 48 hours ago. He texted me today. I was like, "Hey, bro, did you get your credentials for your trading account?" Right? I sent him the welcome message, and now 2 days later, I'm like, "Hey, did you get your credentials? Did you set up your trading account?" And he sent me a screenshot of $4,000 profit. So not only did he set up his trading account and get everything connected just from the video I sent him, but he also was able to already take tap to trades and and take $4,000 in profit, which is crazy. And it's just because the system is that simple. And so here's what you need to do. I'm going to go over this very, very quickly, and then we'll end this call. Step one that you need to do is make a list. You need to make a list of names. Okay? Make a list of names. If you want to make a little bit of money, make a names list of 50. If you want to make a lot of money, make a names list of 500. First name, last name, phone number on a sheet of paper. And at the top of that paper, you need to put SW. Some will, some won't. So what? Okay. You got to understand that we're just looking for people that are excited about this like we are, right? We're fired up about where we're going and what this company can do for our lives. And guess what? A lot of people that we talk to, a lot of people that we share this with, they won't have the same vision, which is all good. We're just looking for people that are excited and want to change their life with this thing. And so you just rip through that list as fast as you can with something called the 4-step invite. Okay. So write down, make a list, and now write down 4-step invite. Here's the 4 steps. Number one, be in a hurry. Okay. Write down number one, be in a hurry. Number two, clear the date. Number three, add value. Number four, confirm. So number one, be in a hurry. Number two, clear the date. Number three, add value. Number four, confirm. Here is what that invite would sound like. Hey man, I'm really busy right now, but are you free tonight at 8 p.m.? Hey man, I'm really busy right now. Are you free tonight at 8 p.m.? So that was step one and two. Step one, you're in a hurry. Step two, you tried to clear the date. You're saying, are you free at 8 p.m.? You're not telling him what's going on at 8 p.m. until they say they're free. Okay, you got to clear the date first. If they say, no, I'm not free, why? You say, no worries, I'll catch you a different time. And you don't even tell them what's going on. The people that mess this up are the people that try to verbally vomit on people. When you verbally vomit on something, you're going to confuse them and they're not going to check out the information. Okay? So, make sure you are in a hurry and you clear the date. And when they say, "Yes, I am free at 8, why?" You say, "Awesome. I just got connected with some really successful people in the trading industry and I want you to check out what we're doing. It's insane." And they're going to say, "What is it?" Okay? I promise you, every single time you send that invite, they're going to say, "What is it?" And all you're going to say is, "I can't explain it over the phone, but you got to see this. Can I count on you being on this Zoom call at 8 p.m. to check it out?" And use the term, write down, "Can I count on you?" Okay, so that was step 4. You confirmed. You said, "I can't explain it over the phone, but you got to see it. I can't explain it over the phone, but you got to see it. Can I count on you being on this Zoom call at 8 p.m. if I send you the link?" And they should say yes. If they keep bugging you about it and it's one of your good friends, dude, we've been friends for 10 years. I'm asking for 30 minutes of your life. What are we talking about here? Sometimes you guys got to posture up on your friends. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I don't want to posture up. I don't want to, be rude to my friends." No, they're your friends. You're excited about something. You share every good news with your friends and family. Any good news you have, you call them right away, you text them right away, and you share that good news. But now you're excited about trading, you're excited about investing, and you don't want to get excited? Get excited with them. Share it with them. Okay? The last thing that you need to do after you invite them and you got them confirmed for the call, the last thing you're going to do is put them in a group chat with your leader. Okay? So your leader is a person who has had a lot of success with his business. Okay. So they're probably a 5K or a 10K or 25K affiliate. They've had a lot of success with this business. And you can put your friends in a group chat with them and basically talk that person up, and they can help share the information to your friend. Okay. So you invite them to the 8 p.m. call that we do Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Time. It's a presentation that you can get people on. The Zoom link is always in the Telegram chats. Okay. So you're basically going to invite them with the 4-step invite, and then you're going to put them in a group chat with your leader. And you're going to do a good job of talking your leader up. So when my team puts me in group chats, with their friends, they say, "Hey, AJ, this is my friend John. I've known John for 10 years. We had gym class together in high school. He's a very competitive person, always wanted to win. And now that's kind of correlating to life. He just wants to win in life, and he's got a heart of gold. He just is a really nice, down-to-earth dude, and he's excited about checking out what we're doing." So you edify your friend to me or to the leader. And then they're going to flip it around and go, "Hey, John, this is my guy, AJ, who's had a lot of success with trading. He's, been a part of this for X amount of months, X amount of years, whatever. And he's helped a lot of people win. He's traveled all over the world, helped people, have success with this. And he just loves impacting people. He loves helping people, and he can tell you more about what we're doing." And so people will send that voice message in a group chat, and then I'll be able to come in there and share my success story and say, "Hey, excited to have you on the call tonight. Let's talk afterwards." And I can then help close that person and sign them up. Okay. So that's the system that we use. You make a list, you do the 4-step invite, and then you pass it to a leader in a group chat, and they'll handle the rest. Okay. And the biggest things you guys got to know with this business is there's a few things that you need to stick to. You need to stick around the campfire. Okay. I see a lot of people try to win in this business and they're not plugged into these calls, right? They don't get on these calls. They're not plugged into the chats. Okay. You guys got to realize like the Telegram chats are your lifeline to winning in this business. Especially, just realize like there's a lot of people getting started every single day. Think about how they feel. They're brand new. They're like, "What am I doing? Where am I going?" Welcome those people. Make them feel welcome. Make them feel a part of this community that hey, this is going to change your life. I'm excited for you. Welcome. Let's go. Right? Energy in the chat. Success follows energy. Money follows energy. So if you can't get excited in those chats for other people, you can't get excited for other people's success, for other people's profits, for what's going on with the team. If you can't get your energy up, you are not going to attract any success into your life. Promise you that. Okay? the times in my life that I've attracted the most success were when I was the most excited and most fired up. Okay. So stick around the campfire, be on all the calls, be in the chats, talk to a mentor, somebody that's winning in this business. You should be talking to them every single day, asking them questions. Don't feel like you're bugging them. What did I tell you about network marketing? It's people helping people. The only way that the leaders win and that you win is if we help each other win. Okay. And so talk to a mentor every day, talk to somebody who's winning every day, ask them questions, figure out how to win with trading and win in this business. All right. Another thing that you can do to attract people into your business is post. Post on your Instagram stories, your Facebook stories, your Snapchat stories. Post your profits. Okay. Post, post that you're on this call, right? Post that you're on this call and say, learning, growing my mind, excited for the future. People start to wonder. They're like, what is this about? Like, what are they a part of? They're a part of this community where people are excited about winning and having success. They're trading. Like, what is going on? And they might reach out to you. So make sure you post. Be loud. Okay. Grant Cardone, he calls it guerrilla marketing, right? When you just are so loud and aggressive on everything that people just start to reach out to you. Okay. And the most important thing is work on you. You got to become the person that people want to follow. If you want to build a big team, you got to be the person someone wants to follow. People are like, man, I can't get anyone to sign up. I'm like, well, you're probably not the type of person that they want to follow. So you got to work on you. Read books, listen to audios about success, about, making money, about being the best version of yourself. And obviously I try to post stuff like that in the chat that helps people, but make sure you're listening to that stuff, you're reading that stuff every single day. Okay, because people are going to follow people who are excited and know where they're going and that are working on themselves every single day. And I'm going to end the call with this, guys. I saw a quote earlier today, and I loved it so much that I want to share it with you. It's from Alex Hermosi. Okay, so I'm going to read it to you guys. And I posted it in my Instagram channel earlier. Obsession is the antidote to mediocrity. Action is the antidote to anxiety. And purpose is the antidote to laziness. We aren't broken. We just need something to live for. And that quote is so powerful because I think people don't realize why they're so upset, why they're so anxious, why they're so lazy. And it's because they're not excited about anything, right? Like having a purpose in life, wanting to win with trading, wanting to win with this business, having goals, right? Being obsessed about winning, being obsessed about success and being the best version of yourself. That is what allows you to get up in the morning and and be excited. And you'll start taking more action. You'll feel better. You won't feel anxious. You'll feel excited about life. You won't be lazy. You'll be working all the time. And you definitely won't be average because you'll be working towards being the best version of yourself. And so, guys, just get excited. Get excited about what we have going on here with Akashx. It's the greatest trading product in the world right now. Fastest growing network marketing company in the world. We got the greatest leadership, the greatest technology, the greatest CEO, the greatest comp plan, and this thing's going to the moon. So if you guys ever need anything, reach out to me. My Instagram is Coach AJ95. You guys can reach out to me anytime. Make sure you're plugged into the Telegram chats, and I'm excited to take this thing to the moon with you guys. So thanks for hopping on and staying on for this long time. Obviously, a bunch of people jumped off, but I appreciate you 17 that stayed on and listen in. Obviously, you want to win and you want to learn. And so let's take this thing to the moon, guys. Love y'all and have a good night. Peace.